One of the guidelines in the UDL framework is to provide multiple means of engagement. We want students to internalize this by increasing their self-regulation. One way to do this is to develop self-assessment and reflection. As with anything, all of our learners will require varying levels of support with this activity, so we might want to spend a little bit more time with some students understanding how this will help them learn and improve their learning. One key factor for students who lose motivation is that there is their ability to recognize their own progress. They're not really sure if they are learning what they're supposed to be learning, and then their motivation drops off a little bit. All people like to be motivated by the fact that they feel confident that they can do something or that they're improving in an area, then they want to do it more. One way we can help this is to create rubrics that help students understand their own progress. Instead of having a standard, what does a 1 look like, what does a 2 look like, that is sort of white noise for students that they don't pay any attention to, create your own notes that are very specific to the students. Marzano would totally approve of this. So here's an example of an elementary opinion rubric. Here's the standard, and I broke apart the standard to grade each part separately, where they can introduce the topic or text clearly and state their opinion. You can use the drop-down bar to choose what they are, where they are in their learning, and then you're going to give them that specific feedback. So letting the students know, hey, your opinion about baseball being the best support for young athletes was clearly stated, and you grabbed my attention with a number of kids who play. This is very specific to this one student. It's not the typical rubric with the generic comment about introducing. This child knows now exactly what he did that was great. Now I'm going to let him know exactly what he needs to do to improve upon if he wants to get to the next level, which would be exceeding. If he wants to get to exceeding, he needs to add the main points he will discuss in his paper. He's not going to explain them yet. He's just going to tell the reader what to expect. So I've told him specifically what to work on. So basically you can go through each one, click how they're doing, and then you can type in your information here. If you want to create your own, you just come here and you go to Insert and you choose Drop Down. I have saved, this is called Rubric in mine, so if I click this, it will automatically pop in. If I don't want this one and I want to create my own, I go to Insert, Drop Down, and then I create a new drop down. And you can see I can add as many options as I want. I can change the name. I can call it something so I can find it again, like mine was called Rubric, so I can just pop them in whenever I want. And you can have a couple of choices for color. You can also delete some of these options and then you save it. And that is how you can make a individualized rubric for students. You can have them self-assess themselves first, and then you can assess them as well.